The project is mapping flood recovery gaps. So it's a project funded by the Aviva Foundation. And the purpose of the project is to investigate gaps that have emerged in the flood recovery process.
When people are flooded, what happens is that there's an initial response and a lot of help. Then there's a big period after that when people are recovering. There's a lot of research that says they've been doing that on their own, and it's been a struggle for many people. And so this project is trying to help that process by bringing agencies together to look at what could be done better within an area that's been flooded.
We know from research that standing up in front of people and telling them facts isn't a very good way to affect behaviour change. And strategies that use participation or playful approaches actually are much better at engaging people's attention. Colleagues in the team had particular expertise in developing games for those kind of things, so we reiterated different design ideas and tested them by playing them a lot until we came up with something that took elements of the card-based game and elements of the board-based game and brought them together.
To build it, we needed to have a really good grasp of the key issues behind flood recovery. And we did a literature review internationally and also looking at UK policies. In addition to this, we did semi-structured interviews with 26 key stakeholders in flood recovery. This included government actors, the private sector, and also community groups. And based on that, we wanted to think about how we could engage people so that not only did we get something, but the people playing it got something. What kind of mechanisms can we put into the game? How do we incentivize certain behaviors so they would have those discussions, they would gain some knowledge or some understanding as well?
We got lots and lots of interest from local authority partners right across the country who were really interested to hear about the game. And what we really hope that the game helps to start to do is just to bring together the agencies who all would be naturally would respond in a flood event, to make response to a flood event much more kind of joined up and successful.
The game will provide a really fun and engaging way for us to reflect on our own major incident response plans for flood. I think it's going to give our team a much better understanding of what all of the other key stakeholders do in the flood recovery and the communication gaps that we've got within that.
It's been really good. Our table there's been some competitiveness. Also, the main thing, it's been collaboration, so everybody's been working together.
Really, really interesting. Speaking to everybody around the table, we all do a similar role, but coming out with different ideas, solutions to the game.
One of the main ones we discussed in our group was about mental health, and perhaps more that we could do in the field.
It's thinking not just what I would do in an insurance environment, but what the emergency services, what the volunteers, what the other companies who are involved, what they do, and try and work together.
I think out of all the claims we deal with, fire, escape water, impact, flood is the most damaging. And if there's any way we can improve ourselves at handling that, then all the better.
I've moved around different groups and we've got really good collaboration. I think we've shared knowledge between the different roles that we've got within our internal system, but loads of gaps up, and that was like a really big objective for me, was to really flush out the gaps that we've got in our internal response plans so that we can act on those for future. The relationship has been fantastic, the communication's been brilliant, the collaboration between our organisations has been fantastic. It's been a really, really positive experience with a great outcome.